wine storage, wine exporting.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I have this knowledge after being in that field for like 2 years at that point. I'm going to like apply this towards wine retail,
right?
Which is where I'm at now.
Okay, got you. You didn't go out to eat during 2020. What the hell did you do? Stayed inside.
Stay inside. Yeah.
Were you working at all from home, or did you collect? Or
I did a little bit of work from home.
Yeah.
But the company wasn't super big on that. Culturally. So I did, go into the office every now and then. And then once I made the decision to switch jobs, now I just work, 5 days a week.
Gotcha.
Like in person.
Okay.
It's not really a type of job where you can work remotely.
Mm-hmm. Do you see yourself doing anything else other than this for the time being?
I'll admit, after pursuing vague notions of being somebody for years, but not really knowing what, I think with the pandemic and seeing how even the best laid plans being derailed by people who are way smarter than me, I kind of gave up a little bit on ambitions. I feel like that's kind of sad, but I kind of just I don't know if I am the main character of this story. It's I feel like I just want to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went really hard on dining.
Right.
Because I kind of got into that as a foodie,
right.
For lack of a better word. I don't personally use it, but
Well, your brother goes to eat with you a lot, huh?
He's definitely been to a lot of places.
Yeah, he's a foodie as well.
No,
he's not.
I mean, he'll appreciate it.
Yeah,
but it won't be his idea.
Gotcha. You'll take
it's more like you're my plus one.
Well, at least he'll go.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, that's cool, and he can articulate why he doesn't like a dish or likes a dish.
Yeah,
but it's not really something he's actively interested in. It's not like he's reading whatever Eater or any of the blogs or whatnot. Yeah.
What blogs are you reading right now? Or publications?
Pretty much just Instagram accounts.
I mean, it's the most honest account of what the chef is doing. Because it's coming directly from
visual.
Them. Yeah.
It's, for the most part, little bits. No, it's not. I'll still try to keep up to date a little bit, but there was stuff where I was really caring about, did you hear, this restaurant in this country got 3 stars? And I'm I'm not going there anytime soon.
Yeah.
Good for them, of course, but
yeah.
I'm not going to Japan. I can't go to Japan.
Yeah.
Just legit cannot go. I hope one day, yes. But lately I've been slowly getting back into domestic. Of course, we'll see what happens. You always have to kind of monitor a situation, see if it's safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Or relatively safe.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not going away.
No.
And that was clear. Like I said, as soon as, I believe it was 3/16, because I remember it was Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
That's
Steve
right.
Austin, 3/16 day. That was the beginning of shelter in place here in California.
Got you.
My last meal at a restaurant, or before lockdown, so to speak, was Jack in the Box.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Were you happy that you ended on a high note?
No. But I was at work.
Yeah.
So it's convenience wins.
Is that your favorite fast food?
No.
What's your favorite fast food?
Maybe Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Okay.
Maybe Taco Bell.
Why you say maybe? Who's in the in the running?
I mean, it's not great food.
No.
But it's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely amazed by how many different items they have created from the same 7 ingredients. I was that's so resourceful. That's like it's amazing to me. Like,
Yeah.
Even though I've had the fortune, again, I've always tried to remember that like this is not an everyday thing. This is like not a normal thing. But,
Yeah.
like I've had the fortune of going to some very notable restaurants
Right.
in the world. But at the same time, I am a sucker for fast food gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, we're going to do like this new thing. It's like, oh, shit.
Dude, when the McRib comes out, I get one. You know?
But it's like, that's a reference point. Like, it's part of the mass culture.
Yeah.
And
McDonald's is it for me.
I mean, I think McDonald's is the perfect 5 out of 10 restaurant.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, I'm not super public about like what I think about restaurants in terms of
Right.
Because I don't view myself as like, I owe it to people to review this. Like,
Yeah.
What? Like, if you want to ask for my opinion, I'll tell you privately or something like that. But like, I can only speak from my specific experience at that time. I'm not going to make like a grand statement about, well, this chef or this restaurant doesn't have the ability to. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
we're just talking about that specific experience, and that's it. So, but if I were to like review, I would say like 5 out of 10 is like, it's not positive, it's not negative, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, perfect 5 out of 10.
How can McDonald's be better than 5 out of 10? Is it an interview? Is it a fucking ingredient thing, or is it just like a what is available there?
No, I view it like 5 out of 10 is totally like indifferent. It's
Right.
like I can
Gotcha.
go there. I can. Whereas like 4 is like overall negative impression.
Gotcha.
3 more negative.
So Taco Bell's a 6 to you.
I mean, we're split here. This
All right. So I see you and your brother go out to the movies a lot, and you're into movies, right? Or you
Yeah,
also
I mean, I'm
into
still very much into movies.
yeah, comic books or anything?
To an extent.
Yeah.
Definitely growing up.
Video games?
He is more of a video game player than I am.
Gotcha.
He actually used to review games professionally.
Okay.
Back when we had like Nintendo Power and like
Oh,
PlayStation.
crazy.
Like he wrote for those things.
Oh shit. Okay.
Obviously, the magazine business not so great.
Tanked. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had to pivot himself in 2014.
Yeah.
And now he is in the Seattle area.
Okay. What does he do?
Well, I can't really divulge too much, but he works for a notable video game producer.
Okay, heard.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like as an assistant, or as a, like an actual like
I think
working on the games kind
I
of guy?
think more in like a copywriter
Okay.
type capacity.
Heard that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he majored in English at Berkeley,
Mm-hmm.
and
Pretty much. The
he
man.
applied that to video game writing. But he loved it. Like he has the largest video game collection of anyone I know.
Okay.
And he's like big on not just that, but the history of video games. Like he was like, we gotta look this up. I was like, oh my god, Sega Saturn. And I was like, I got this Dreamcast. I was like, the Dreamcast lasted a year.
yeah.
But like he's still into that kind of like that history. In a way that I'm kind of into like restaurant history to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I view it, and I think you mentioned it before on your podcast, where you see these journeymen or journeywomen, like in wrestling, you're like, well, Jericho, he was at Japan, he was in Mexico, and they're taking up a little bit of thing to make their journey. And I like following the progress of chefs, some who are now running their own places.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like a little bit at Noma, a little bit at this place, a little bit at, you know, French Laundry or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, you know, that's why I do this show. So to
It's a hard life.
It definitely is.
It's a hard life.
It's a tough life. It's,
And I think, you know, I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert in anything, really. But like, having seen a glimpse of the kitchen lifestyle, you know, like, I remember having family meal of just like meat trim
yeah.
and leftover palm puree
Yep.
and tamari or whatever we had.
Yeah.
My last, I think the only family meal I made was like a chicken casserole.
Yeah.
Like very like homey, old school with like cornflakes and everything. Mm-hmm. And the dishwashers were like, "What the hell is this?" They like brought out the hot sauce. They're like dousing it.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's funny.
"Thanks for trying."
Yeah.
They're like, "What the hell?"
You gotta cook a good staff meal, man, or else you're not gonna have a good service.
Yeah.
Good staff meal, good service.
We ate it all like after, like late.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
So what do you?
It's a hard life.
Yeah. What are your favorite restaurants here in the Bay, or restaurants that you would recommend? Let's call it 5 because there's too many to name.
Oh man.
Not top. This isn't top 5. This is where you've been in the last.
I'm sure there are going to be
6
some
months.
people who are going to be like, "You didn't name my place."
Who gives a fuck?
People get very sensitive.
Yeah, they do, but just they're all great. But it's just like I don't mean to narrow it down to 5 in the sense of like
I'm not going to say this is definitive.
top 5. No, this is just like
This is just
where
a selection.
Yeah,
a selection. I haven't been in a while. I'm actually going later this week to Komi. I think that is very sound.
Mm-hmm.
Fine dining takes a meal.
Yeah.
It hasn't yet reached like the $300 mark.
Yeah, it's still pretty. It's one of the cheaper ones, man.
Relatively speaking,
Yeah,
for the Bay Area. Yeah.
that's legit. Yeah, James is legit. I had dinner with Ben Bloom at this place called Freitas in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's a Haitian spot, and he used to work with me at Tallulah on Thames, and he just spent some time at Comey helping them out. I think R&D or something. I don't know what the hell he's doing. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place that I think because it's in Oakland, maybe doesn't necessarily get as much attention when it comes to the destination dining community, if you want to call it that. The OAD type crowd.
Yeah. Do you think that Oakland has the ability to make that of themselves? If enough.
I mean, I think Comey has done it in a way, but
Yeah.
It's not really about that.
Yeah.
I feel like. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I lived in LA for nearly 10 years, and there are people like, well, they don't have a 3-star, and Michelin snubbed LA, and it's just like, it's not about that. Like, their strengths as a city overall is like based on the immigration, the demographics. It has a very vibrant non-European dining scene. Chinese, San Gabriel Valley, Thai town, Mexican food, of course, Ethiopian. There are some exceptions of like very good fine dining, tasting menu type restaurants, but it's not really about that, in my opinion. Now, is it possible that someone could achieve that? Sure, but I feel like that's kind of like not what the town is about. And when it comes to Oakland, I don't really know it, even though it's just across the bay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend to know it well, but I feel like some of the more exciting food coming in there is, with the exception of Komi, not that type of food.
God damn. That's crazy. Where in the world would you eat? If you can go anywhere in the world tomorrow, what restaurant would you go to?
Assuming that there's no COVID.
No
COVID.
Yeah.
I would really like to go to Nico Ramido's restaurant.
Okay.
Reale.
Okay.
In Italy, which is 3 stars. Not that it has 3 stars. Like, I want to go there because it has 3 stars. But like, it's a reference point for people.
Yeah.
Like,
it's okay to have that as a reference point. What did you think about that restaurant review that came out recently? Super. Sorry. Who wrote that?
I don't know.
Eat with something.
Yeah.
I don't know the name, but have you?
I lost it there for a bit. I was just like.
She went hard in the paint against that restaurant, but I mean, at the end of the day, if it was She didn't like it. She didn't like it. What
I
you
mean,
gonna do?
if you don't like it, you don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
right?